Hello, everybody. It's your old pal Toy Maker here, and welcome back to LuGame. I'm your host for today. Now, what was I even gonna say after that? I was gonna say who's ready to play a game, but I think that's all worn out and tired by now. So, let's just talk about where we left off. In short, we were trying to teach Stacy how to cook, and she fails miserably. Then we have some one-on-one study time, definitely, which I think I made a good choice on there, just to have it one-on-one instead of calling everybody in. So let's see where we go off from here. Sometimes I wonder if we can still be called a games club when we do less gaming and more whatever it is we do with Stacy on a daily basis. Somehow though, friend makeover club doesn't quite have the same ring to it. I jog into the school kitchen to see a familiar trio. Sorry I'm late, study period ran over. How in the world does study period, of all things, make you run late? Easy. Haven't you ever had one of those the bell doesn't release you, I do type teachers? Katie raises her hand. Affirmative. I shrug. That was basically it. So is everything okay? Or ready. That's what I meant to say. Almost. You just need to wash your hands. Again, this game has this thing where it just calls everybody out. Oh my god. That's gonna be my thumbnail. That's gonna be my thumbnail. Tifa says wash your hands. That's it. That's my thumbnail right there. That's it. It's like she's with the times. I don't know what it is with this game, but it has this thing of just calling me out every single time. I'm starting to just gonna go along with it. I walk to the sink, taking a moment to scrub my hands clean. As soon as my hands are towel dry, Tifa's eyes start to sparkle. All right, now we're ready. Let's get cooking. She looks around the kitchen, nodding with determination. All right, guys, moment of truth. Everyone knows what we're making, right? Katie raises her hand at lightning speed. Katie, katsu curry? Correct. Everyone sound off your station duty. Everyone stop. I'm cleanup station, right? Check. Breaded chicken. Right on. Recipe reading duty. Tifa clasps her hands together happily. Perfect, Katie. Katie and Okay, perfect, Katie. And I'm doing the curry sauce. Let's begin, Katie. Katie. Yeah, either way. Team curry sauce, saute onion and garlic together in oil. Got it. Team chicken. The meat's already been washed, so get started on the breading. I dip both sides, right? Right. How much salt goes in the flour again? Not as much as last time. Check with team recipe, all right? And when you mix, stir slowly so it won't make a mess on the floor. Stacy grits her teeth, but to my surprise, her wrists slow down. I can't help but comment. You know, following instructions isn't childish. I didn't say that it was. Her reply comes fast. Too fast. Well, you're doing a great job, this time anyway. Her cheeks turn red as Stacy blushes, still taking a moment to glare at me. I don't need to hear that from you, but thanks anyway. Team Clean set up the test tasting table. On it, I make quick work of the setup as I place down the final fork. I look around the kitchen and check if there's anything else to do. Wait around for instructions. I might as well just go ahead and check. Did anyone remember to make rice? You did just now. Can you get the rice cooker? Got it. I measure out the rice and notice Stacy's eyes on me in the corner of my eye. See something you like? Not really. Wow, she's really red. I resist the urge to comment. I just never saw someone make rice before. She sniffs, then gets back to task. With how she's working, I could almost believe she wasn't seriously curious mere minutes ago. It's kind of cute, actually. On the subject of getting back to task, I measure out water for the rice cooker. I should get to work myself. With the three of us cooking simultaneously, it's not too hard to believe that the katsu curry is done in a little over an hour. Finally done, the chicken and rice is arranged on each of our 4 plates well enough to make a Michelin star restaurant jealous. Tifa wipes flour from her cheek, placing her hand on her hips as we hover around the table in pride. She gestures to the gravy bowl of curry. Stacy, do you want to do the honors? She reaches for the handle, hesitating. I don't want to screw anything up. Don't worry, Stacy. This is the easy part. You'll do fine. Go, Stacy, go! Stacy's worried expression breaks into a smile. She nods steadily, taking the gravy bowl handle firmly in hand. Pouring the curry onto each sliced chicken fillet carefully. Stacy manages to do all 4, spilling only the slightest bit on the table. 2 wipes of a lip cloth and the table goes back to the Michelin levels of perfection. This looks great, Stacy. You did really well for your second and a half attempt. Stacy beams at the praise. So are we going to stand around or let the taste testing commence? She brandishes her fork, going for the chicken first. Together, Dante. 1, 2, crunch. We bite into the first crispy, crunchy slices of chicken. Okay, so they didn't grill the chicken, they just fried it. Okay. Stacy's staring at us with anticipation. Taste processing. I choke off for a moment, an overrolling, neck-curling saltiness rippling through my mouth. Blech, batteries dying, vision fading, tongue processors overloaded. It can't be that bad. Let me see. She grabs a fork and jabs a piece of the chicken with it, taking a firm, determined bite. Her eyes widen as she spits it out almost immediately. Ugh, don't eat this. It's terrible. Huh? Really? Let me see. She grabs her own forkful and takes a bite, chewing thoughtfully. Oh, you guys are so dramatic. It's not that bad. We all look at Tifa, but she merely shrugs. A little salty, yeah, but just a little? But the kitchen staff at home would never serve me something so terribly overseasoned. You don't have to be so nice about it. Just admit that it's terrible and throw it in the trash. Stacy doesn't let her finish, storming out of the kitchen. Katie and I exchange guilty looks. Maybe I should know I am the club president. It is my duty to go and comfort Stacy. She bounces to her feet, but Tifa clamps her hand on her shoulder. Katie, why don't we clean up this mess instead? Dante can go. I can? Tifa's eyes meet mine as she nods at me subtly. You want to, don't you? Her words surprise me, but not as much as my thoughts, because she's right. Yeah, I guess I do. Stacy stands in the hallway, leaning moodily against her locker with her cell phone in hand. What, are you going home? I might as well. If I can't do something as simple as cooking, well, isn't this whole thing useless? I wouldn't say useless. I mean, who hasn't put too much salt in a dish before? I should have been more careful. I thought it would be better if I added a bit more, but it made it so much worse. Now I've wasted all of our time again. I used up all the ingredients you bought again, and I don't even have the money to replace any of it. On top of that, you had to taste that monstrosity. Monstrosity? Yeah, I want to go that far. I shrugged, placing my hand on her shoulder. And anyway, none of us are mad about it. And you know, just because something doesn't taste like it was made by an experienced chef or whatever doesn't mean that it's not good. Remember, you're just starting out. There's bound to be some duds here and there. Stacy stares at me for a moment before looking away. I guess so. How about this? Why did you try again? And humiliate myself a third time? I don't think so. I shrug. Well, it's your choice. I am kind of surprised though. Stacy stares at me suspiciously. I mean, I've heard so much about you. Specifically that in addition to being cool and popular, you never back down from a challenge. I grin at her teasingly. Is it all just rumor after all? Not even slightly. But Stacy pauses for a moment, letting out a sigh. I will begrudgingly admit that I don't feel so hot right now. You have no idea how nice it would be to feel like I'm doing something right for once. Yeah, breaking up with Alex must have been hard for you. It wasn't. She stops talking suddenly, shifting her gaze downward. It wasn't easy, no. Where did I go wrong? I'd probably go with trying to pay off your teacher. This isn't some elite college where you can just buy your way through, you know. Stacy wrinkles her nose with distaste. Yeah, I totally screwed up that one too. Then all the more reason to try again. Forget proving how awesome you are to other people. Maybe it's time you prove it to yourself. Is that a challenge? Definitely. She sits quietly for a moment, fiddling with her phone. Honestly, I feel like these days I do nothing but make mistakes, but I'll take your challenge, Dante. As much as I feel like turning you down, I have to admit, it'd be nice to do something right for once. I'm not sure what to say for a moment, so I settle on joking. If it makes you feel any better, if I were your teacher, I would have accepted the money. It seems to work as Stacy elbows me lightly, grinning. I think regular old studying will have to do, unfortunately. Oh, I'm sure the rest of the club would be up for that too, if you wanted study partners. Hmm. Normally, I would never acknowledge that kind of request, but since it's you who's asking, I'll consider it. Since it's me who's asking, what makes me so special? Stacy looks at me as if I'm stupid. Shouldn't it be obvious? When I don't respond, she rolls her eyes. Whatever. Stacy stands, letting out an annoyed sigh. You know, Dante, it's a good thing you're cute because you are absolutely clueless. Clueless how? But instead of replying, Stacy turns and walks away, leaving me to catch up behind her. It's coming. It's coming. Telling you. Yeah, wait. Yep, it's coming. A few days later, I fling open the club room door, only to be greeted with Katie barreling towards me, full speed ahead. She plunges into my arms in a panic. Dante, please render assistance. What's going on, Katie? Stacy's bullying me and Tifa's assisting. Shooting Katie a dubious look, I waddle into the room, Katie still attached to my arm like a lamprey eel. Stacy and Tifa working together to bully you? Sorry, but I have a feeling that at least one factor of your story is greatly exaggerated. I mean, Tifa bullying? Stacy breaks my train of thought, clearing her throat loudly. Hey, I know what you're implying, and I don't appreciate it even slightly. All I'm asking for is for help cleaning up the games room. Do you know how long it's been since a sponge has touched these tables? It's filthy in here. And I'm not letting a single lunch touch these tables until they're sparkling. We're not Neanderthals, you know. I look down at Katie, gently peeling her arms off of me. I don't know, Katie. She sounds pretty reasonable. You bet I am. Now get over here and help me wipe them down. Most of this mess was yours anyway. But Dante, Tifa, come on, Katie. Listen to your auntie. Yeah, listen to me. Did she just refer to Stacy as Auntie Stacy? Katie grumbles the whole way over, but she does as Tifa asks, crossing the room to assist Stacy. Thanks for that. I'm not sure I could convince her to like you can convince her like you can. Okay, I can convince her like you can, since I'm pretty sure you're still the fan favorite as far as Katie is concerned. Glad to be of help. Now, if I can ask a slightly obvious question, where are these lunches again? Apparently, Stacy made them as a tester before we have another cooking session. She said she's been practicing at home. I feel a twinge of surprise. Huh, nice. Well, don't mind if I do. I start across the room to help myself when Tifa stops me, looking awkward. Wait, Dante, can I talk to you for a second? Sure, what about? She gestured me over, handing me a wet wipe to disguise the fact that we're chatting in muted tones. You don't think there's something different about all of this? It seemed it doesn't seem to have much of an effect until I noticed the cream colored impression left behind, completely with black. Wait, what? Until I noticed the cream colored impression left behind, complete with black smudges of her eye makeup. I don't just mean the sandwiches, Dante. In general, I mean, like, she trails off. Okay, I'll just come out and say it. Haven't you noticed that Stacy's been less flirty towards you? I blinked, pausing for a moment before replying slowly. Yeah, I guess so. Oh God. Ah, crap. Is this gonna be a real intense is this gonna be an important choice here? Oh God. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna go with not really. Uh, what? How haven't you noticed? She's clearly. She trails off. You know what? Never mind what I think. Or should I say what I know? I don't think I've ever met someone as clueless as you in my life. Ah, damn it. Am I really gonna be the generic protagonist here? No wonder we never had a chance. Wait, what? I'm sorry, Tifa. A chance to what? Instead of answering, Tifa lets out a high, bubbling giggle. Nothing, Dante. You just enjoy the ride. She pats me on the shoulder in a way I could almost call pitying if it were for the fact that it was Tifa, and, well, I can't think of a reason she'd to pity me. You have my blessing, though you can always come over if you get hungry for a little more experience cooking. Now come on, let's go help them out. She crosses the room to join the other two girls, leaving me puzzled. What is Tifa trying to tell me? That Stacy not flirting with me is more notable for reasons outside of the fact that she respects me more as a person and as a friend? Notable for what? Dante, don't think you can just stand there doing nothing and get away with it. Stacy grins, waving a box of wet wipes in the air almost mockingly. I got some wet wipes with your name on them right here. So don't think you're getting out of cleaning. Actually, Tifa calls from across the room. I don't think we need any help over here as far as wiping things down. Lunch isn't unpacked yet, you know. Though. Good point. Okay, Dante, change of plans. If you want to help, you come and fold these napkins instead. Napkins? As in actual doilies? Come on, Stacy. It's a school lunch, not afternoon tea at the Ritz. If you want to eat like a dog, you're welcome to a bowl and a seat on the floor. Otherwise, she points at the lunch table, then goes to tie off a trash bag. You can start earning your keep like the rest of us. I see how it is. When the club room and its table is finally clean and decorated enough to both Stacy and Tifa's liking, we all sit down to eat. Somewhat in a rush, admittedly, considering what we use the bulk of our time for. Tifa sighs contently. Boy, I'm stuffed. Stacy, thanks again for offering to make make lunch for us. It was such a surprise and a pleasant one at that. Stacy's cooking skill has increased 250 points from the last tasting. Stacy gains 2 levels. Normally, I would have pointed out the fact that Katie's reference was more of the RPG variety than her normal Android stick. But I'm so full of good food that I can't bother to speak up. Not much more for me to add to that. It was good. Stacy smiled triumphantly. Thank you very much. I have to admit that our kitchen staff was quite surprised to see me there again. But I insisted on using the kitchen. Once I explained why, our personal chef was glad to help. I lifted an eyebrow. Is that why it was so good? Don't insult my pride. I'll have you know, he was relegated to a role similar to that of Katie's. Oversight. And I promise my hand touched every single one of these dishes and no one else's. I followed his instructions to the letter. Ignore him, Stacy. Ignore him, Stacy. I know that's what I do. I pretend to be offended, but my pretense is interrupted by when the end of lunch bell rings. Oh, it's time for class. Cleaning protocols activating. Oh, Nate, guys, you did most of the cleaning today anyway. Since I showed up late, I can do it. I'll help too. Okay, sounds good. Much gratitude for the meal, Stacy. You're welcome, Bolts, Tifa. Katie and Tifa leave us alone to gather the disposal containers, empty of their delicious contents. With the two of us, the cleanup is relatively easy, ending with Stacy wiping down the table. Alright, all done. See you, Stacy. Wait. Huh? What is it? I have something for you. She rummages in her bag for a moment before pulling out a prettily wrapped bag in pink sparkly paper. I made these too, without help from our chef. She lets out a self-deprecating laugh. Somehow I managed to leave the mansion standing too, so that's always a plus, I think. Is this dessert? Yeah, for you. I start to unwrap it, but Stacy's eyes widen, her hands frantically covering mine to stop me. You're going to eat it now? Well, it wouldn't be dessert otherwise if I didn't eat it after the meal. Besides, you made these for me, right? Can I choose when to eat them? Stacy nods slowly, her face bright red. Slowly, she lets her hands drop from mine. As Stacy looks away, even her ears flush with color. I can't help but notice the way she looks, and suddenly it starts to dawn on me that what Tifa was trying to say earlier. Is it possible that Stacy could... I don't let myself finish the thought, instead opening the packaging to reach inside the small baggie. I grasp a single cookie delicately between two fingers and pull it out. As I lift it towards my mouth, Stacy's eyes drift back towards me, watching as I pop the entire cookie inside. It melts the moment it touches my tongue, dissolving into sweet buttery goodness. Wow. She stares at me intently. Stacy, it's delicious. You really think so? I do, yeah. Thank you for making me cookies. She breaks eye contact, tucking some hair behind her ear. It's the least I could do, and I admit it was kind of a practice test. Practice? For what? I decided to try making something for Alex and apologizing face to face. Those cookies are some of her favorites. She might not accept it, but I want to really show her that I'm sorry for screwing up. And here I thought you'd made them just for me. I can't help but tease her, and Stacy flushes the cutest, brightest red in reply. No, I didn't mean it like that. No, I get it. My feelings are just a little hurt, that's all. Stacy stares into my eyes worriedly to see if I'm serious. The moment she realizes I'm joking, though. Hey, don't tease me. I'm pouring my heart out to you, you know. Sorry. You just looked so cute. I couldn't help it. Whatever. See if I make you anything ever again. This conversation is totally finished. She crosses her someone's throat. She crosses her arms, pouting, but I give her a light, gentle nudge. Sorry, I'll be serious this time, I promise. What were you saying? Stacy looks at me sulkily for a moment before continuing slowly. I wanted to make Alex something even though I don't know if that's the adult thing to do or whatever. It just feels right. Stacy looks down at her hands briefly before meeting my eyes. And I didn't mention it earlier, but lately the house staff has been complimenting me. They've been saying that I'm a lot more considerate than before. I don't know how I must have been treating them for how I must have been treating them for them to notice, but I do know that if they think I'm a better person, that it's because of you guys. I I wanted to thank you especially because you were the one who made me realize that Daddy getting mad at me was my fault, even if I couldn't admit it back then. You saying that made me so mad that even after you said I should prove Daddy wrong, I felt like who I really wanted to prove was you. Because I didn't want you to view me as some immature kid with a credit card. Letting out a laugh, Stacy grins at me. If I'm honest, having real friends who want me to be better, who don't hate me when I get upset and are willing to work out our problems if I offend them. I wouldn't have that without the games club, so thanks for letting me in. I don't know what to say for a second. Oh, wow. Stacy, I think you're giving us far too much credit. Giving me far too much credit. I mean, you are the one who set this all in motion. If not for that, then us wanting to help would be a waste if you weren't willing to make changes yourself, right? True, I guess. I have changed, and I was hoping that I could change something else between us. Is it? Is it? Is it time? Is it time? Please? Please? Uh, Please? What do you mean? I'll just say it. Stacy takes a quick deep breath. Dante, would you like to go out together on Sunday night? Yes! Got it! Fuck yeah! I was thinking of I'd like to grab something to eat with you. Something proper made by real professionals and not at all by me alone. I nod slowly in agreement. The request is a surprise, but not as much as I thought it would be. I'd like that. Are you sure? Because we can do something else if you'd like. I try not to laugh at her switch between confidence and uncertainty. No, dinner sounds like it'd be fun. Okay, good. My driver and I will pick you up at 6:30, okay? 6:30? Got it. Daisy leans forward and presses a warm, quick kiss onto my cheek. Get it, boys! Get it! Yeah. I'm looking forward to it, too. She quickly leaves the room, leaving me behind with her gift cup in my hand. I pop another cookie into my mouth just in time to hear the late bell ring. Heading towards the door myself, I mutter under my breath. Dante, you are one lucky guy. And look at the smug. And I'm just gonna pause it right here. I'm just gonna leave it off right here. And we did it, boys. We scored. We scored the date. But it's not the end yet. There's still more to it than that. I think we have more to go. It's just the date for now. Nothing's set in stone yet. Nothing is official as of yet. But God, does it feel so good. Stage 1 going down. We're going in, boys. I think it has it set that way. But for now, I think we're definitely having it set. Definitely going in. So, with that said, it looks like Stacy now knows how to cook cookies, and is it wrong to feel jealous of my own character that he gets to eat these delicious cookies and I don't? I feel a little hurt, and I also feel called out that Tifa once again decides to. I don't understand. This time it's not even Stacy. It's Tifa this time that's calling everybody to wash their hands. She's with the times right now. With what's going on in this time. With the whole thing going around. You know, the virus. You know, that thing. Yeah. Yeah, she already knows, like, everybody wash your hands. I feel like that's going to be my thumbnail. But now I'm curious of whether or not. Now I'm wondering if I should put that as a thumbnail or a new thing as a thumbnail. But either way, I'm just going to go for it. Next episode is going to be. So, without further ado, if you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next video. And, oh boy, we're going to have some fun with this one. So, I'll see you all later.